Hello everyone, I'm a first year PPE student at University College in Oxford. My name is Nidhi and I'll be in this video showing you what it's like, kind of a little bit of a quick insight into what it's like being a PPE student. PPE stands for Philosophy, Politics and Economics. And in this video I'll be showing you stuff like my academic life, so tutorials and lectures that I attend. I'll be showing you insight into meals that we have at Oxford. I'll be showing you what it's like having extracurricular activities, and I'll be rounding off the video with a mini FAQ section just to answer a few of your questions and to help you get a clearer insight into what daily life is like. So I thought it'd be a good idea to first show you around the old library at my college. My college has two libraries, the old library and the new library, and it has a lot of books, as you can see, which are very, very useful for our essays. And a lot of colleges tend to open their libraries for 24 hours, just like my one does. And it's a great way to kind of really focus on your studies and get work done productively. So brilliant. So I'm now back from dinner at college and now it's around like 6:30 p.m. So I'm going to be focusing on doing my work for my upcoming tutorials this week. So I've got a politics essay and reading to be working on, and I've also got a macro problem sheet. So usually we have problem sheets for economics. They can also be essays depending on like what week and what topic that we're studying per week. I'm also going to be probably replying to some emails, which I usually do in my evenings, and yeah. So around 11 a.m. the next day, I had my politics collection meeting with my tutor. We discussed feedback of my collections, so which are assessments taken at the beginning of every term. Okay, so I just came back from my first macro tutorial for this term, and I think it was really, really fun and really successful. So we talked a lot about the Roma model and the Solo model in economic growth. So now what I'm going to be doing is preparing for my Q-Step lab lecture, which we have to do for politics in year 1 and year 2 if we decide to take on certain modules of politics. So I'll be preparing for that now. Okay, so now I'm making my way to the social sciences library to have my Q-Step lab for politics. And I haven't been here for quite a while, so I'm quite excited now. The social sciences library is also a great study space that I tend to use quite often for my studies. So here's a little quick glimpse into my Q-Step lab for the week. Okay, so now I'm in Costa to grab my lunch, and I usually come here sometimes. I haven't been here for quite a while. I usually get food from the buttery and canteen at Oxford, but today I had auditions the whole day, so it went over schedule, so now I'm here to grab some hot chocolate. Okay, hi guys, so it's around like 5:45, that's the normal time that we have like dinner in our hall in uni. So we're planning to do now, like for the rest of the evening.
Go to the library and I'm gonna do some work. So fun.
I would say one of the most exciting parts of being at university and at Oxford are the amount of social events that you can take part in. And it's a wonderful thing to be part of committees and societies across Oxford. I think the best part was that I had a privilege of creating the pub quiz as head of social events at PPE Soc, and I look forward to doing many such events in the future. They're super fun and so rewarding to be part of. On Thursday evenings, I often attend the Oxford Union debates, which are a very, very interesting part of Oxford life. This particular one was regarding organised religion, and I really enjoyed attending it. College marriages are also a very, very integral part of Oxford life and something which is really, really fun to get involved in. So this is me marrying a medic in my college in February, and it was a really, really fun time and I really enjoyed it. Hello guys, so I'm going to be ending off the video with a quick sort of FAQ section about PPE and answering some questions which might be useful for you guys to get more of an insight into PPE and what the degree holds. Regarding my favourite sort of part of PPE, I would say everyone has quite different preferences about like their favourite sort of components and what we study within the course, because it's so flexible and we have so much of a breadth of knowledge that we cover, which is really interesting. So particularly, I really enjoy practice of politics, I really enjoy macroeconomics, and I think I'm also going to really enjoy moral philosophy. So moral philosophy is something which I'll be studying in Trinity terms. I haven't studied it yet, but I'm really interested in utilitarianism, so I think it'll be really interesting and cool. But I have a lot of friends who prefer the economics component a lot more, for example. So I think a really interesting part is that in second and third year, we're allowed to kind of drop a discipline. So let's say that I've done my prelim exams, which are exams that we take at the end of first year, and I decide that I want to drop economics, for example. I can choose to have a bipartite degree and continue pursuing politics and philosophy. Or if I really enjoy economics, I can continue to take economics alongside politics or philosophy if I do a bipartite route. If I choose to do a tripartite route, then I can do politics, philosophy and economics, which I think is also really cool. I think a really cool part of PPE in general, and a huge reason I think why a lot of students choose this subject, is because of the wide flexibility that this course offers, unlike quite a lot of degrees at Oxford or just generally across the university. And I think the breadth and genuinely the amount of interesting topics and the variations and diversity within those is brilliant. So I could be studying microeconomics alongside philosophy of religion or politics in South Asia. So it's really interesting how we can kind of choose different components and different modules and kind of combine them together to do a degree that we love to do. So I would say my favourite part of the Oxford education system would have to be the tutorial system, which Oxford is very well known for. I think what's really cool is that we actually decide and we actually get the opportunity to really delve deeply into a specific topic per tutorial per week with a tutor who is obviously dedicated their whole life to that subject, and they're very renowned and specialised in that field of study. So for instance, I recently had a tutorial based on inflation and the labour market in economics. It was really interesting getting to discuss that and the current economy and the state of that with a tutor, and kind of really delve deeply into both the mathematical and intuitive concepts. I think I also really enjoyed our recent practice of politics tutorial when we were discussing democratic and non-democratic countries and kind of differences between those. In terms of how lectures work, a lot of our lectures, especially for I think PPE this term specifically, and because of COVID, a lot of our lectures are now recorded online on a platform called Canvas, which is used quite regularly and quite heavily at Oxford. I think for all subjects. So they're released on a weekly basis, for example, for economics, and then we can watch them in our own time and make notes and utilize those lecture materials to supplement and aid us in completing our tutorial work and sheets and essays. Okay, so regarding typical weekly workload which I have as a PPE student, so I'm currently in my second term, and this term I'm studying practice of politics, I'm doing probability and statistics, I'm doing macroeconomics, and I'm doing general philosophy. I have currently one macro tutorial a week for which I usually have to complete a problem sheet. I usually tend to have either then one philosophy or one politics tutorial per week, and they're kind of on an alternating basis. So this week I've got a philosophy tutorial as well. So this week I will have an essay to complete and also a problem sheet to complete. I think overall it's quite manageable, I think, to have quite a good work-life balance with PPE. And I think with all subjects in general at Oxford, I think, you do get kind of used to establishing a good work-life balance. It does take a few weeks, I think, for some students, especially for me, I think, it took me a bit of time to kind of get used to the workload. My friends especially were very helpful, and everyone is just looking out for each other. College communities are very fun and safe and welcoming, and everyone at my college at uni is also super friendly, so it's just great to have familiar faces and people who are just there to support you when you need it and help you. I think what I find really useful in terms of planning out my days and managing my time very well is constructing to-do lists, and it just really helps me kind of arrange my time in order throughout the day, and so I can ensure that I get my tasks completed on time.